You've seen amazing success in a short period of time, which is awesome.
Mhm.
And people can gravitate towards that, especially our newer agents here that see when you put in the work, you put in the effort, you put in the time, it just follows.
A little bit of advice. Find what works for you and just go all at it, and you're not going to learn if it works or not if you give up after a month. Sometimes it takes 6 months to a year to see exactly what worked for you. And sit down at the end of each year and look at deals you closed and where they came from, and then you know where to focus your attention on the next year. It's a numbers game. The more people you call, you're going to get closer to that lead.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, it's Aaron Wittenstein, and I would like to welcome you to Vulcan7 Roadmap. This is where we meet amazing agents from across the country to learn how to lead generate and how to take an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just a bunch of listings a week. Okay, and we got someone here from the Orlando. What did I say? Orlando and the outskirts of
Yes,
Orlando. Is
Orlando
that
and
right?
surrounding areas,
Yeah,
yes.
surrounding area. That sounds surrounding area sounds so much better than outskirts, doesn't it? Tawanda Purdie. Tawanda, how are you doing today?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. Thank you for asking.
Good.
So, yeah, we share because we're both in Florida now, So,
Mhm.
a little, we're not competition because I'm a little bit further out. And so, Tawanda, so talk to me. What's new and exciting?
I'm in year 4 of my real estate career. I launched a team this year called the Purdy Group, and we are just rolling, trying new things, prospecting more and more each day.
So, what you told me is you're not new to making cold calls or prospecting, if you will, right?
No,
You did this for a long time, right? Like, can you tell me a little bit about that?
I came from 16 years in corporate sales. I started my sales career at Symantec, which is now Veritas. Very, they were serious about the sales training. So I went through Basho sales technology training. I had to learn how to forecast in front of a group, in front of my team. So I 16 years, and I was cold calling IT directors and chief technology officers all day long. My job was I was a hunter. My job was to get past the gatekeeper, build that relationship, get them to test our solution, and hold their hand all the way till the point they said they were ready to buy.
Yeah, because I mean, at least I've done, my fair share of business to business back in the day.
Hmm.
And, from your experience from the B2B versus B2C, what
Hmm.
would you say, and that's business to consumer, by the way, for those
Right,
of you that
right,
don't know,
right.
what would you say is kind of like the biggest difference from here to here?
It's actually a little bit easier to tell you the truth. You don't have to get past that gatekeeper. It's in anything is a numbers game. I'm looking for that needle in the haystack. And so, you're going to get those that's going to hang up on you, but I don't care about those. I want that one or two people that's like willing to listen to me. And that's my win. That's how I look at it.
Okay, all right. So let's take that for a second. Let's run with that for a second. So you talk to what's the intention? How many people that you talk to a day? Not leads, but how many people you consider a success to speak with in a day?
I'm trying to build that up. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm like 6 or 7 weeks into Vulcan 7 cold calling. But at this point, I'm content with like 5 to 10 conversations or
Okay.
people that added to my database. Some days it's a little less, some days it's right there. But if I'm not there, then I'll just be on the phones an extra day that week.
Got it, got it. But you said the leads. I mean, because everybody knows. I mean, the leads are the most important part. It's the
They are.
lifeline of our business.
They are.
So at least I think you'll agree with me on this that you were able to get one lead per day, and a lead is someone that's willing to transact with. At least I look at it. Maybe you agree or don't agree. Someone that's willing to
Oh yeah.
transact in real estate within the next 6 months, and you get one of those a day. That's a win. Wouldn't you agree with me on that?
I would. It's a win, definitely.
All right, so here's a question that's going through my mind right now. Okay, is
Okay.
you 16 years in
Uh-huh.
corporate sales. Okay,
Yes.
and you've been doing this for 4 years, and
Yes.
you're really starting to see some success over the last couple months, which is absolutely amazing.
Yes.
What took you so long?
And what took me so long, I agree. I've asked myself the same question. Why did it take me so long to get here to sell real estate? I don't know. And I'm not a stranger to real estate. I bought my first house when I was 21, bought my second house, and I'm a single parent of two. So, and I bought my second house. I bought 3 houses as a consumer, even prior to becoming a realtor. So I don't know what took me so long.
Well, I mean, what took you so? Because I mean, it sounds like you just recently, started prospecting. You had success, 5, 6, 7 listings, right?
Because door knocking was my thing.
Oh,
So I built in my first year, my first broker told me if I prospected 5 different ways, I would never go dry. So I listened to that, but I 10x that. I doubled that by two, and I was at one point prospecting between 8 and 10 different ways. But I became a listing. I got my first listing before even representing buyers in my first year, and I was still working my full time job for 10 months. So still working from like 7 to 3 from home remotely, and then I would go door knock 2 streets in my neighborhood a day until that one day I got that one neighbor who was like, "Oh, we just got our kitchen renovated. We want to sell in 30 days." And I made that as an example because I like I said, I was already door knocking. And then once the listing, actually right before the listing went live, I door knocked the neighborhood again. And then of course the open house, door knocked the neighborhood again. And this was 2 years ago. So I had over 20 offers over asking. So I door knocked again. So my one neighborhood I've door knocked probably at this point 8, 10 times, but I've had
wow.
11 transactions in my one neighborhood.
Okay. So,
So
all right. So that's really good, by the way.
thank you.
So you're welcome. So you start off as door. Are you still door knocking in the neighborhood right now,
Actually,
or?
I am. I am. I
Okay.
am. If I don't feel satisfied from the calls or the connections I made on the phone, then I already got the flyers in the car and I'm going to go hit 2 streets.
All right. Now, when you go door knock, you're like, someone answers the door. They're like, "Oh my gosh, how are you?"
No, usually not. But I'm like, "Hi, I'm Tawanda." Well, when I door knock in my neighborhood, they already know me. But
Right.
when I was getting started, it was, "Hi, my name's Tawanda. I'm a neighbor, but I'm also a realtor in the area. I want to just give you a market update. And then I said, "Do you happen to know of anyone looking to buy or sell?" And then I just kind of shut up and let them talk. And in most cases, they talk. And then when we're standing out there 10 minutes, they're like, "Why don't you come on in?" And it kind of goes from there.
And so now your entire neighborhood, you've knocked them eight. So they know you. They know you
They know me.
now.
They know me.
So when you knock on a door, it's like, oh my gosh, it's you again. Like, not to that level, you know
Not
what I
like
mean? But
that. No,
yeah,
I always get. I've only gotten one negative person, negative nanny around there, but for the most part, everybody else is like, "Hey, girl, what you doing?"
that's and so you said how many 10 or 11 listings just from
I've had
doing the door
11
knocking? Oh,
transactions in that neighborhood.
that's absolutely amazing. That's
Yeah,
absolutely amazing. And I would assume now, I mean, it's like you take that, you maybe start making some phone calls, you add that up, and you really just build that neighborhood. And that
exactly.
t- and that took you what 3 years to build, right?
That took me 2 years to
2 years.
build. My first year, as far as transactions closed, was 7. By the time my second year came around, I closed a 24. And then my third year, I closed 25, which I'm beating myself up about. I really wanted to get to 30. So we're pushing in 2024.
There we go. There we go. No, that's absolutely amazing. Because I like to hear you started with door knocking because there's not a lot of people out there that are big door knockers. Like for me, maybe it's just because like I came from Illinois, New York, and people aren't as nice as they are in Florida. But it's kind of one of those
I'm a
what's the
Philly
word?
girl. I'm a
Yeah.
Philly
Okay.
girl.
All right. All right.
I get it. I left Philly when I was 19. So, and no, I was totally against it. But the broker I was with, he kept pushing. And I was like, "I don't know if this is going to work, but let me try." And sure enough, it did work. And I actually like it. That's why I didn't cold call, because in my mind, I was like, "Man, if I'm door knocking, if you cold call this person and I come around and door knock them in the afternoon, they're gonna forget whoever they talked to that morning, because I'm in front of them. I know how to
Right.
quickly build that relationship and quickly gain that trust, and go from and carry that relationship from there."
But now you kind of shifted. I don't say full shift, but you definitely have shifted more towards picking up the phone and making phone calls now. Is
I
that
have,
right?
and in some cases, when I do connect with them, if they're in my area, I'm most likely going to drop something off to them that day. I'm going to door knock them, and if they don't answer, I'll leave a photo at the door.
So what does that process look like? From the beginning. Let's say you're calling, I don't know, Smith subdivision or something like that, and Smith is within your neighborhood, and you make that phone call, you make that connection. What
Mhm.
what what does that process look like?
I'm gonna follow up weekly. I immediately, when I have the conversation with people, I'm automatically going to text them my digital business card so they can lock me in their address book. That's the first thing. Then I'm going to add them to my CRM, make sure that they're included on my monthly newsletter, of course, after I've asked them if that was okay. And then I just kind of follow up on a weekly basis, check in with them. How are things going? Coming from a caring, like I really care. How's the situation going for you? Um, you know, from a place of caring, and just if you need anything, let me know.
Well, so I know I talked a little bit before we started here that you're like totally open to a role play. And I would like, I'm putting you on the spot. I know I am. No, but I would, like I said, it's a thing that you're newer to it.
Yeah,
Yet it's how can I put this? It's you've taken to it very well.
I have.
Okay.
I
And
have.
there's a lot of newer agents out there that are nervous and scared that haven't done it before. Yet with the success that you're seeing, I would love to hear what you say if you'd be open to that.
Yeah, that's fine. I use the script from Bill Pipes. I actually
Okay.
have a coach from Bill Pipes' team, but I use the script. So yeah, let's go for it.
Give me a shout.
Hi, I'm looking for Aaron.
This is how can I help you?
Hi, this is Tawanda with EXP. I noticed your home is no longer in the market, and I was calling to see if you are eventually planning on still selling, waiting a bit, or just taking it completely off the market.
I think we're gonna wait a bit.
Okay, okay. Well, if your home sold, what were you planning on doing next?
We were not 100% sure, but probably need something a little bit on the bigger side. Did you show it when it was available?
I did not. I did not. I was too busy taking care of my other listing clients and showing their homes and such. So no, I have not. I didn't come across yours. But let me ask you this: what was your time frame to be moved?
I mean, realistically, we had it up on the market for what the last like 63 months or something like that, and we would have
Wow.
liked to have moved already.
Okay.
Yet I think at this point, we just need a bit of a breather because if I have to see one more person tramp muddy shoes through my house again, it's going to get a little frustrating
Oh
for me.
yeah, definitely. I'm right there with you. It can get annoying. So, what do you think the reason is that your home did not sell?
Um, you know what? I mean, I got it. I really don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We really didn't. I don't know. I mean, we didn't really hear much in the
Uh,
63 months.
Communication was
So
there.
I have no. Honestly, I have no idea. It's a great house. It really is a great house.
So, how did you happen to pick your last agent?
It was my uncle's cousin's brother's nephew.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So you don't know anything about his business, what he's done in the past, or anything. Okay. So knowing what you know now, what will you expect from your next agent you choose?
I mean, you would want them to sell the house, you know what I mean? But it's
Right.
like,
Of
I mean,
course.
that's the goal here. But I mean, I think we may wind up relisting with,
Okay.
with him. I'm not
With
100%
him?
sure. Yeah,
Why
yeah.
exactly would you not open it up to other interview other agents? Why would you choose the same realtor and expect a different result?
Well, it's like family. It's like family 35
I
times
mean, I,
removed.
I I get it, but it's not always the best choice. So I would urge you to just keep your options open. I would love to sit down with you for a moment, show you what my team and I have done for our customers. I have proof, I have reviews, I have my production reports, everything you need. But I would strongly urge that you just sit down to give me a shot to show you how we can get your home sold for the most money in the least amount of time.
What are you gonna do differently than he did?
And that's what I would love to sit down with you. Give me 20 to 30 minutes of your time, and I'll go through our whole marketing plan with you, the whole nine.
Okay, sure. Why not come on over?
All right. All right. Well, today at 4:15 work or tomorrow at 2?
Friday at 7 a.m.
Aaron, 7 a.m.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get up early.
Okay. Well, Aaron, let's do this. I typically do my appointments from 12 p.m. on. Do you have any availability at 12 p.m. instead of 7 a.m.?
Since you sound so nice, yes, I do.
All right, Aaron. 12 o'clock Friday is we got it.
Thank you
I'll,
very much.
I'll send you a meeting confirmation.
I appreciate it. Thank you. No, that was very good. You know what I mean? It was like, what was nice is that you had a response for I mean, I was just having a little bit of fun there. You know
I
what I
know.
mean? I think we all noticed that a little bit. But is that you had a response for everything that I threw at you.
Hmm.
And that's really all you can ask for. And it's not even the response. It doesn't always matter what the response is. And I'm not saying the response was not where it needed to be. You
Hmm.
didn't think You
Right.
just responded. It was like a knee-jerk reaction. They
Right.
say something, I open my mouth. I say something, I open my mouth. I say something, I open my mouth. Which is what I found to be the most impressive about what you did right there.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome. You're welcome. Now, are you practicing on a regular basis,
I do.
or
I do.
how
Once a
shocked?
day.
I'm shocked. I'm utterly shocked. All right. So you have role play partners that you regularly practice with then?
I mean, even if I don't, I'm walking around the house talking to the dog or talking to my daughter, whoever. I could talk to myself and pump myself up before a call. I, but yes,
See, and that's what it needs. What people don't realize is it needs to become ingrained, like in our being, the words that come out of our mouth. Like, for
right.
example, for me, I don't know about you, but I'm typically a morning caller myself. Okay,
So am
so
I.
I call in the morning. When I call in the afternoon, I still say good morning. That's how ingrained this is to me. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
It's pretty good. So no, that's amazing. And then I assume kind of expired is kind of your favorite to work out of. Is that what
Well,
I'm
I
feeling?
can't say it's my favorite because I haven't tried anything else just yet.
Okay.
But for right now, it's working out for me. I mean, heck, I've had two listing appointments without even having an actual listing appointment. One of them I followed up with, and she texted me 2 weeks later and was like, "All right, let's send me the paperwork. Let's go live." Um, Another one was a referral to I referred to a friend agent out your way. And then another one was so weird. Like I thought I was meeting them at a Starbucks, but they sent their teenager daughter to meet with me. That was the first. I was a bit taken back, but I just kind of went with the flow, talked to her for like 10 minutes, followed her. It was for a vacant lot. Followed her to the lot and called the father 2 hours later, and I said, "So what are the next steps? Can we meet up?" He said, "Oh no, she liked you. Send me the paperwork so we can get started. My daughter liked you. That's all it needed." I was like, "You got to be kidding me."
That's amazing.
Really?
It's called prospecting karma. It's I'm telling you, it's prospect. It's when you put in the time and the effort. It doesn't matter where the results come from. It just matters
Right.
that you get results. You know what
Right.
I mean? It's what I call prospecting karma.
Yeah.
It's what I do. So scheduling wise, like how many hours a day right now are you making phone calls for? Would you say if you had to
I'm
guess?
trying to do between 9 and 12. Between
Okay.
9 and 12 for the most part.
Okay. So you're putting in
For
a good.
for at least 4 days a week.
Okay, so you're putting in a good 12 to 15 hours, a week
Correct.
at this point. Okay, and like you said, it's one good lead a day,
Hmm.
and then you're winning, right?
Yeah.
So okay. So when it comes to kind of like doing all this stuff, I mean, do you have like a schedule built around yourself so you really get like that morning
Oh
on
yeah, my
point?
calendar is now blocked out. And this was tough for me at first. I slightly have ADD, so it's hard for me to keep still. But also, the phone ringing, it was hard. But now I'm meticulous with it, and phone is on do not disturb. I handle existing customers after my prospecting calls and all those other issues or research or whatever is needed to be done. But I just had to get to the point where I'm not wasting my money on this monthly. If I'm going to do this, I need to be sitting still and trying to make contacts.
So what you're saying is block out all the distractions in your life.
Correct. Yes.
So you shut your phone off. You put it on do not disturb. I'm
Correct.
assuming you close the door. You let everybody know, hey, this is prospecting time. Leave me alone.
I close
And
the door. I turn on a fan behind me because I don't. It helps to eliminate the noise outside of this room. I got a daughter. I got a dog in the house. So I turn the fan on so I can't hear outside of the room, and I'm just laser focused.
see, and it's amazing because when do you turn email off and Facebook off too or no?
I don't look at any of that, but I do have my MLS going because at
Yep.
any given point, if I get somebody, I might have to quickly look up the listing really quick.
Sure.
So I'll do that, or I'm studying the market or whatever, because you get bored, not reaching somebody. But I'm always ready as soon as that person comes on the phone.
All right. So I think what happens to a lot of people in general out there is they get bored with the repetitious boredom. All
Hmm.
right. Because sitting here, it's not simple, but it's not easy is the best way to put it. How does that work with you when you're sitting there for an hour, you get nobody?
Well, here's from my history of cold calling, which was years. It never freaking failed, man. I might go 200 calls without nothing, And then when I get to that 250, there's that one. So I learned that from experience. So it's the same thing. So I'm going to stay on the phones until I get somebody. I'm just going to keep going. It's a numbers game. The more people you call, you're going to get closer to that lead.
100%. All right, so let me ask you this. You get a brand new agent that comes across your desk, knocks on your door. Tawanda, I'm brand new. I've been doing this for 3 hours. What is your one piece of advice that you would have for this brand new agent?
You better build tough skin. No soft skin here. Somebody hang up on you, so what? Move on next. I don't want to work with them anyway. Some people get just hung up on that one person that hung up on them or said something mean or whatever, and it just destroys your day. No, whatever. No, don't sweat the small stuff. Keep going. Somebody wants to talk to you.
I love it. It's right, sweet, to the point. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up here. All right. So like I said, you've seen amazing success in a short period of time, which I think is just which is awesome. And people can gravitate towards that, especially our newer agents here that see when you put in the work, you put in the effort, you put in the time, it just follows. Right. So what's your final last words for for Vulcan7 Roadmap Nation, if you will?
Final last words. Well, first of all, I appreciate Vulcan7 because when I first started this journey, someone else told me to use a competitor, and I went to the CRM and I was like, I was lost. I was flipping lost, and I was like, I cannot spend my time training on this system for a week. I'm wasting money. So I canceled, came over to Vulcan7. I feel like it's a much easier CRM to work out of. Just get a little bit of advice here and there, but find what works for you and just go all at it, and you're not going to learn if it works or not if you give up after a month. Sometimes it takes 6 months to a year to see exactly what worked for you, and sit down at the end of each year and look at deals you closed and where they came from. And then where to focus your attention on the next year, what worked the previous year. But you gotta give it at least 6 months to see if it's going to work out for you.
Perfect. I agree. 1,000 billion million percent. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, there's an amazing person watching this in Montana, okay, and they have a referral for Orlando or the surrounding areas of Orlando. How would someone get in touch with you?
My phone number is 352-346-3721. Or find me on Instagram, all social media, Tawanda Purdie _realtor. Or shoot me an email, realtor@towandapurdie.com.
Beautiful. I want to say thank you.
I'd love to work with your referrals. I will get them to the closing table. You better believe that.
I have no doubt in my mind you will. I don't know why. It's a wild guess, but I think you're going to do okay. I think you're going to be okay. All right. So, Tawanda, I want to say thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. We learned a lot. And guys, look out for other interviews with, amazing agents across the country. Maybe not as amazing as Tawanda, but amazing agents across the country. And do me all a favor and go make some money. Take care of yourselves. Be well.